Narendra, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. Thank you so much for joining and thank you for the beautiful Bhagavad Gita recitation. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Shivani Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devdasi from College Station, Texas, wishing everyone happy Ekadasi.
Hare Krishna Meeta Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. Thank you so much for joining every single day. And all glories to your services, Mataji. Happy Ekadashi to you and everybody else. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Sivani Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Vrinda from Atlanta, Panavati.
Hare Krishna Vrinda Gopika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. Thank you so much for joining every single day and giving your beautiful association. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Shivani Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, Shashna Prabhupada. Thank you, Balavrinda, for that very nice and clear chanting of the Bhagavad Gita. And thank you, Mataji, for warmly welcoming everybody. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Preeti Vinasini Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. Thank you so much for joining every single day. All glories to your services, Mataji. Thank you for this beautiful opportunity.
I can say,
Welcome to the call.
I'm
Hare
good.
Krishna.
How you doing? You ready to go home now?
Back home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I welcome you all once again to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. I would like to start by sharing a quote by Srila Prabhupada ji. You cannot stop fighting between the dogs and cats. Why there is fighting? Because the dog is thinking I'm a dog and the cat is thinking I'm a cat. Similarly, if I think as I am an Irishman or an Englishman, it is the same thing. As the dog is thinking I'm a dog, so if I think I'm an Irishman and I'm an Englishman, I am no better than the dog. As we cannot stop the fighting between dogs, similarly, so long people will remain in the bodily concept of life, the fighting cannot be stopped. Rome, 23rd May 1974, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. Today we're very fortunate to have His Grace Haridas Varya Prabhuji, who will be enlightening us on the sacred vow of Margasirsh, session 18. Please accept my humble obeisances, Haridas Varya Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you for your valuable time and association this morning. Very happy to have you on the call and waiting eagerly to hear from you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. I hand over the call to you. Please take over. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Shivani Mataji, for that warm welcome of all the devotees. And welcome each and every one to our ongoing continuing series on the sacred vow of Margasirsh. What a wonderful journey it has been for the last 15 lectures, where we have been navigating through the village of Vrindavan, where Andal and her entire set of friends, they are navigating through these village pathways, and they're going to each and every single gopis' house and waking them up. So last time when we met, we spoke about how she has been successful in waking up all the 5 lakh gopis, and they are all together now with Andal. Now, as per the agreement, she is supposed to walk towards Yamuna and she is supposed to take bath and fulfill the vow of Margasirsh. So today onwards, we are going to take a new journey into that part of the pastime where now all the friends have united together and Andal is going to proceed ahead. Where will she go? Whom will she meet? Who are the devotees she would take the blessings from? These are the things that we would like to look into in today's lecture. So without further ado, I would like to welcome each and every devotee who have taken out time and have assembled here for hearing this Harikatha of Tirupavai and are assembled here to unravel the mysteries of Andal and her gopi friends. So, but before we unravel, it's very important and it's very, very apt that today's verse on an Ekadashi day. By the way, wish you all a very happy Ekadashi. On this Ekadashi day, it's only apt that this verse has come up where we glorify first the devotees of the Lord and how they are very important in understanding or reaching up to Krishna. So we'll follow in that sampradaya, we'll follow in that etiquette of Vaishnava culture, where we will first narrate the glories and also we will narrate the Mangalacharan and take the blessings of the Acharyas. And from there, we will try to understand the inner meanings and the 6 dimensions of this particular verse. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrijatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tatta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vacha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam, pangum langayate girim, yet kripatamaham vande, Shri Gurum Dinatarinam, Paramananda Madhavam, Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram, Hari Om Tat Sat. So, today, Hare Krishna, we are going to see the beautiful verse that's in front of you. So let me just pull that in front of you. Are you able to see the verse?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Let's just look at the verse. Yes. Okay. Here you go. So the verse is in this way. Nayaganai ninna nandagopan udaya koyil kappane ஓடித்தோனும் தோரண வாயில் காப்பானே மணிக்கதவம் தாழ்த்திரவாய் ஆயர் சிறுமியாரோ முக்கு அரபரை மாயன் மணிவண்ணன் நென்னாலே வாய் நிறந்தான் தூயமாய் வந்தோம் துயிலைய பாடுவான் வாயல் முன்னம் மாட்டாதே அம்மா நீனேய நிலைக்க கதவும் நிற்கேலோ ரம்பாவாய். So this is a very, very unique, beautiful verse. And before we go into the verse, I just want to do a quick recap. And what is that recap going to be? The recap is, please remember the 15 pasurams or the 15 shlokas that Andal have said. Oh, Prabhuji, this is too difficult. All the 15, how do I remember? But quick, the context is that she gathered her main gopis and she wanted to achieve Krishna as her husband. And she said that we will perform this vow following in the footsteps of the gopis of Vrindavan in the Margasirsh Vrata, the Katyayani Vrata. And the idea was to go and take bath in Yamuna. At that time, all of them said yes, and they went to sleep. The next day, morning, and the day before, they said what are the rules and regulations that they will follow and how they will spend the 30 days and how they will go to the frigid waters of Yamuna, cold waters of Yamuna, and they will take bath and they will pray for achieving Krishna as their husband. This was the plan, the modus operandi of Andal and her friends. However, when the day came and the morning sun was rising up, she found that 10 of her gopis were not available. They were still fast asleep in ecstatic symptoms of the Lord. They were inside their houses sleeping, remembering Krishna, and they were constantly engaged in thinking about Krishna that they missed the bus and they did not arrive at the designated spot. All of them said to Andal, let's move ahead. But she said, no, we are nothing without the association of devotees. And she went to each and every house and knocked on the door and had beautiful hymns and pasurams being sung. And these verses were sung. And each one of them convinced, they came outside and started joining the group. So 4,99,990 gopis were there at the end of verse number 5. And now 10 verses were spoken, and the 10 gopis who were fast asleep now have joined Andal's group. Now we have the entire set of 5 lakh gopis. Now where are they supposed to go? To Yamuna. They are supposed to go to Yamuna to take bath. But they remember the words of their elders. And now you have to go back to the third lecture, or lecture number 3 that we spoke about. You remember the elders of Vrindavan, they mentioned that because it's too early in the morning and there are young gopikas, Nanda Vraja Kumarika, they are very, very young. They are very, very young and they need protection. So who should go along with them? And everybody said, we are old, we can't get up so early. And these young gopis, they have decided to go in the Brahma Muhurta time. And it will be very cold in Vrindavan at that time, early in the morning during the month of Margasirsh. So we should find someone who is capable. And hence they thought that this boy, this darling boy of Nanda, Krishna is very mischievous. So we should give him a punishment that we should tell him to go along with these gopis as a protector, as a gatekeeper, as a protector, as a bodyguard. And the gopis were so happy because their hidden desire was to meet Krishna. It is like you are trying to save a banana from falling down. But what happens if the banana falls into sugar water and that sugar water tips into honey and that honey falls into Charnamrit? What will be the sweetness of that banana? So that was the kind of elated hearts and ecstatic symptoms that these gopis had when they heard from the elders' mouth that the elders want Krishna as their bodyguard. And now they were doing this for 30 days to achieve Krishna. And right from the first day, Krishna will be the one who will be coming along with them while the gopis take bath. Now this is very, very wonderful news to the ears of the gopis. So now they remembered those words and they looked at each other. 5 lakh gopis are there. Who is not there? Who is not there amongst the 5 lakh gopis? Can anyone tell me? As per this narrative, whatever they have heard. Now they are supposed to go to Yamuna. Who is supposed to be there along with them?
Krishna.
Krishna is supposed to be there along with them. And they figure it out that Krishna is supposed to come along with us. But where is Krishna? We can't see him. So they said Krishna might be also sleeping. So continuing their Naam Sankirtan, which they were doing for each and every house, knocking on each and every house, they go to Krishna's Nanda Bhavan. They go to Krishna's house now. They're supposed to go to Yamuna, but the bodyguard is not there. Krishna is not there. That was the journey itself was wonderful and sweet, and the destination was sweet, and the result was sweet. But right now, the journey to become more sweeter, that is from their house to Yamuna's ghats, they need Krishna along with them. So to wake up Krishna, because Krishna is now sleeping in Nanda Maharaj's house, to wake him up, they go and they stand outside Nanda Maharaj's house. And outside the Nanda Maharaj's house, it has a big compound wall. You know, generally mansions which are there, they have a gatekeeper and they have a property keeper or an estate guard and then a bodyguard or a gatekeeper. So there are 2 walls. So if you see the picture below, you will see that you see on the left that all the 5 lakh gopis are standing outside and they are speaking to the mansion or the compound wall. Next to that, there is a gatekeeper. And if you see inside, do you see a person inside next to the porch? there is also a bodyguard who will be here. Now, this person is more closer to the home, and beyond those doors, Krishna is sleeping. So this picture kindly tells us that this beautiful Nanda Bhavan, with this beautiful flag on the top fluttering, has two gatekeepers. The gatekeeper who is outside the compound wall or the four boundary walls, and the gatekeeper who is near the gate, who is inside, near to Nanda Maharaj's Bhavan. So these two gatekeepers are there. But first, they are going and approaching the gatekeeper who is standing outside at the boundary wall. And what do they say? They say this beautiful verse, Nandagopa Nayaganai Ninna Nandagopanudaya Koil Kappane. So let's look at the first dimension of understanding that what is that they are trying to say? What is that they are trying to mean? So what they are trying to say in this verse is very, very simple. They are trying to say that, oh, gatekeeper. Who is the gatekeeper? The one who is standing in a great mansion. Whose mansion is it? The mansion is of none other than the guard, or is none other than protecting the house of Nandagopa. So they're saying, Nayaganai Nindra Nandagopanudaya Koil Kappane. Oh God, protecting the mansion of Nandagopa or Nanda Maharaj. And who is he? He is a Nayakan. Nayakan means who is a commander. Who is he a commander of? He is the commander of all the Gopas. Nanda Gopas. So Nanda Gopa means actually has two meanings. Nanda means one who gives all bliss. And Gopa means, of course, a cowherd man. But Gopa also means one who protects. So one who protects the bliss of all the Vrindavan Gopvasis, the protector of the cows, he is Nanda Gopa. He is Nanda Maharaj. And the another meaning is his son is Krishna. So when he gives Krishna in somebody's lap and one is experiencing spiritual ecstasy, Nanda Maharaj will ensure that ecstasy is always there in the heart of the devotees. So Nanda Gopa has many, many different meanings. The giver of bliss, the protector of the bliss, which is for Vrindavan Vasis, the commander-in-chief of all the Gopas, the person who protects the bliss which is encountered when Krishna is given to others. So in this way, Nanda Gopa, and he has a big mansion. And the mansion is not called as a mansion, it is called as a temple by these young girls. Why? Because Krishna, their object of worship, their supreme lord of worship is there inside that mansion. So they don't see it as a house, they see it as a temple. So they say Koil. Koil in Tamil means temple. But they are not addressing Nanda Maharaj. They are addressing the simple guard who is standing as guard at that boundary wall. So they're saying, oh God. They're addressing him. But Prabhuji, they could have called by name Shyam Sundar, Nitya Sundar, Jai Vijay. These are the doorkeepers. These are the compound keepers. Why are they addressing him as a guard? Right? So this we will see in the reason why the Acharyas give us each and every word, they give us the meaning, why they call this person so and why they call so. So the first dimension, which is the meaning of this verse, is to say, oh God, protecting the mansion of Nanda Gopa, who is the commander of all the Gopas of Vrindavan. Please, they are actually pleading, let us in, let us in. Please let us, all these 5 lakh gopis who have assembled here, please let us in. We want to go inside. O keeper of the gate. And how is this gate? And I showed you the picture. How was the gate? And my dear devotees, I'll show it again. Now somebody has to describe the gate. How the gate is. I'm going to show the gate again. So my dear devotees, please somebody tell me, what do you see in the gate on the left side? Yes. How is the gate? Can you see the picture?
Yes, Prabhuji, we can see the picture.
So tell me how the gate is. You're supposed to see the picture and describe it. It's like standard one
It's locked.
narration.
Prabhuji. It's locked.
And
It
there's
is
a
locked.
guard.
Very
Yes.
good. Then what else do you see on the gate? Please see it very carefully.
It is see-through.
It is see-through. So half they can see, half they can see. Okay, very good. What else? Very nice observation.
It's a
What
tall
can you?
gate that's above their height.
It is above their height. So Mataji is saying, how can they see through? Okay, fine. But still, they can see through. Okay, then we'll get to know how they can see through. Okay, then describe the gate. When I say describe the gate, you see the surroundings of the gate also, and you can describe. How do you think it is made up of what? Wood, bamboo, iron? What do you feel?
Iron.
Iron gates. And what is the shape of the gate?
Arched.
Arched. Very nice. There is an archway on the top as well. And generally, when you put these archways, and if you've gone to mansions or the traditional houses, what do they utilize this archway for? If anybody has seen, what do they do with this? Generally, when you have arches, like Roman columns, and when big emperors and others in the past, when they enter, and they are archways, or when you have heard or read Srimad Bhagavatam, when Krishna enters Dwarka and all these archways and cornerstones, what are they done?
Gopuram. They are decorated with flowers.
festoons.
They are decorated with festoons. They are decorated with beautiful flowers. They are decorated with blooming flowers. They are decorated with torrents, that a string of garlands, and they are decorated in a way that gives a very pleasant appearance. So, of course, here the decoration is not drawn by the painter or the artist, but we can imagine that these archways are always decorated. Okay, and what else? Similarly, the gate also has an archway. So in this way, she is saying in the verse that, O Krishna, O keeper of the gate, who is keeping protection from all disturbances from appearing in this house, but she is also describing how the gate is. She is saying the gate which is shining very brightly. That means he is standing outside, he is taking care of his job very nicely. And it has all these decorative arches. It is not a very plain gate, it has beautiful arches on top. And not only these decorative arches, when we look through these decorative arches on top of the mansion, there is something fluttering. What was fluttering on top of the mansion? What was fluttering?
Flag.
What flutter? The flag. We see that flag is also aloft. I request you, my dear gatekeeper, please lift this latch, open these doors, and let me talk about these doors. These doors are with gems. By the time she says this, she has already entered into the boundary wall. The boundary wall gatekeeper has let them in. And she has already entered along with 5 lakh gopis. Now she is about to enter inside the house. There is another gatekeeper standing next to the house. He says, stop. I can't let you in. Then she is conversing with the second gatekeeper who is standing outside the door. So let's define this terminology. One who is standing outside the boundary wall, we will call him the door. We will call him the gatekeeper. And one who is standing next inside, after this gatekeeper passes them in, the one who is standing inside, we will call him the doorkeeper. So gatekeeper, doorkeeper. Okay, so we'll use these terminologies. So the gatekeeper lets them in, and the doorkeeper stops them, and she is glorifying the doorkeeper, that you are the one who takes care of these beautiful doors which are gem-studded in nature. Please open them. We have come here to ask for our musical instrument Parai, which Krishna had himself promised us. And we don't want any other benefit. And we learned that this Parai also meant that Krishna as her husband. So we have come here to wake up Krishna. And we have come with very pure minds. And we have come here. We are good girls. Please don't say no to us. Open this door. We pray that you will open yourselves with your hands, you will open the door and show us the way where Krishna is sleeping. And hence, please let us in. Please open these doors and let us in. We pray that you yourselves will open the doors. And they are closed now because of their love towards you and Krishna's protection. So please stand very close to us and open these doors and let us in. Now we cannot wait. We have seen 10 doors open and close. And now we cannot wait. We want this door also to open. Seems like half of Tirupavai is opening the doors. Half of Tirupavai, 10 plus some 11 songs, almost half of them is opening the doors. And these opening the doors pasurams are very important because we are also every day asking Krishna to open the doors of his mercy. And without opening those doors of mercy, we will not be reaching anywhere. But in this verse, this is very important that they are approaching none other than the gatekeeper and the doorkeeper. The gatekeeper is outside and the doorkeeper is next to the door inside. What does this stand for? This stands for very clear indicative message that Andal wants to give, that we cannot approach the Lord without approaching the devotees. It is very, very important that we approach the devotees of the Lord. It is very important that we take their mercy. It is very important that we always seek their blessings before approaching the Lord. Through them, the doors of Vaikuntha, the doors of Golok Vrindavan, the doors of further association with the Lord is opened. So association is one of the most important aspect of Krishna consciousness. And along with association, going to Krishna via devotee, through a devotee, through Guru, through other devotees, is very, very important step in the life of a sadhaka. Krishna says, I am understood by a devotee. And only a devotee can understand me completely. So we are at the mercy of devotees to show us the way and open the door. So who is the devotee here? Of course, the devotee is Nanda Maharaj. Because he is Nanda, he is a commander. And they approach this commander's house, but they see two doorkeepers, gatekeeper and a doorkeeper. They see these two guards standing and protecting the house. But they are glorifying Nanda Maharaj. If you see Andal, she always glorifies her going to be father-in-law. She glorifies father-in-law so much. In the first verse itself, she said that Nanda Maharaj himself is standing with a spear. Why? Because he's very afraid. There are so many demons coming in. I do not know, even an ant can become a demon. So let me sharpen my spear and keep a watch and a vigil so that Krishna is not harmed. So she's saying, so glorious is Nanda Maharaj, my father-in-law. He takes care of his son so nicely, of Krishna so nicely. So here also she's talking about her father-in-law, Nanda Maharaj, because she wants Krishna as a husband. So Nanda Maharaj becomes her father-in-law. So she's glorifying Nanda Maharaj. How is she glorifying? She's saying, if you look at Ramayana, Dasharath Maharaj wanted to glorify Lord Ram and make him the higher apparent. But unfortunately, he could not see so. He could not see Ram taking up the throne. But what to speak about Nanda Maharaj? Nanda Maharaj has got all the fortune. He's seeing Krishna and he's seeing how he's playing and he's getting the best ecstatic symptoms. And Krishna always gives all glories to his father and mother. So in Vrindavan, if something great happens, Krishna will say that I am just Nanda Maharaj's son and my Baba is very, very great. And when in Mathura he achieves a feat, he'll say, I am just Vasudeva's son. So his talks are so mesmerizing and the gopis are saying, you are so fortunate, Nanda Maharaj, that you are the devotee who will show us the way to Krishna. But the gopis immediately realized that going directly to Nanda Maharaj for gaining access to Krishna is not right. One should serve the servant of the servant. So who is serving Nanda Maharaj? The doorkeeper. And who is serving that doorkeeper? Is the gatekeeper. Because if the gatekeeper opens the gate, everybody will reach the doorkeeper. So the first guard is serving the second guard. That means the gatekeeper is serving the doorkeeper and the doorkeeper is serving Nanda Maharaj. So in other words, Andal is very beautifully saying that how we should be a servant of the servant of the servant. And hence, she is saying, let me approach the servant of the servant of the servant. Let me approach the gatekeeper. And she says, O God of this beautiful mansion of Nandagopa. Now the Acharyas here explain in the second dimension, why is she calling the guard as a guard? She can call her by the name. And of course, this is the most famous mansion. And everybody in Vrindavan knows this mansion. They know about this. They know about the people who are working there. But why are the gopis calling the guard as a guard? The Acharyas give beautiful explanation. First, these are all young girls. And young girls, generally, they know their age group of friends and their names. When they reach somebody who is elder to them, they associate them with the help of their work or service. For example, when children are young and they go to school, they will see that there is an ice cream wala who is selling ice cream outside the school. Now, every day they might be eating that ice cream, but they might not know the name of that person or the shopkeeper. They will know him as the ice cream wala. Or the bus driver who comes to pick them up in the school bus. They might not know his name, but they will say the bus driver. So based on the designation, they will attach people, and that is how they remember. So the Acharyas mention here that the gopis, they are very small, they are very young. So they don't know each doorkeeper or a gatekeeper by name. So they are associating them with the service that they do. They're saying, you are the gatekeeper of Nanda Maharaj's house. This is how they understand. The second reason they say is that when you meet devotees, you should glorify their service. So when you're meeting this service, when you're meeting this devotee who is a gatekeeper, they're glorifying his service, that you are taking care so nicely. You are providing security to none other than Nanda Maharaj's house. And number three, they're saying, you should also not only glorify the service of the devotee, you should celebrate the opportunity to serve. And this is very important, my dear devotees. We generally, when we meet devotees and we glorify them, these 3 points we should remember. Glorification should be first of the devotee for taking up the service. Associating them with the service very tightly coupled to each other is very nice. And 3, you should celebrate that particular service that the devotee is doing. So in this way, how do you celebrate that? To the gatekeeper, they are mentioning that all glories to you. You are the one who is protecting our Krishna. In your watch, in your care, this entire mansion is being protected. So all glories to your service. So in this way, that is why they are not calling him by his name. They're calling him as the gatekeeper. And when such glorification is given, and they're saying Nanda Gopa's mansion is aloft with this fluttering flag, such a beautiful flag. And the gatekeeper is listening. What are they going to speak about this flag? What about this great flag that is fluttering on the top? Back in villages, back in those days, if some mansions or houses have flag, it means something. Like I know, back in the South Indian villages, if you go to very villages which are very, very inside, which are really cut off from the city life, some of these huts and some of these mansions which are there in villages, they will have a flag on the top. One, it indicates it's the house of the village chief. In this case, Nanda Gopa Maharaj is the commander of all the Gopas. So it indicates this is the chieftains, the sheriff of the town. He's the commander in the village. It is his house. Second, whenever there are more shaligrams inside a house, more than 4 in number, it is considered as a place of worship. 4, 8, it becomes almost like a Divyadesha. So if there are more shaligrams in a house and it is housing the Lord's presence, then also there is a flag on the top. Third, when there is a medicinal practitioner or a doctor in the village, and quickly somebody wants to see in this village of 30 houses, 40 houses, who is a doctor, they have to just see the flag. If there is a flag, the medicinal flag is there, and they understand that this house belongs to the doctor. In this case, all the three are applicable. One, Krishna is the medicine for all their worries, all their distress. Krishna is the doctor. So for that reason, the flag is fluttering on this house, on top of this house. Nanda Maharaj is the commander, and due to that, it is fluttering there. And what to speak about Shaligram? The Lord himself is sleeping there. So this is none other than the greatest house that we see. So Nanda Maharaj's house has this beautiful flag which is fluttering on the top. And they are seeing that and saying, you're protecting such a beautiful flag, such a beautiful mansion, and you're protecting Krishna. Oh, gatekeeper, please let us in. Why are you holding us back? This is your job that you should let us in. And the gatekeeper says, sure, go inside. He opens the door. The gatekeeper has not asked any question. Just by their words, completely satisfied, he has let all the 5 lakh gopis in. And imagine what happens. When the gate opens, they just rush in and they go inside. And the doorkeeper says, wait. Where are you going? He said, he let us in. You let us in. He said, he might let you in, but I am not going to let you in. I am the doorkeeper. I am not going to let you in. And then the conversation starts between them, between the doorkeeper, and it's one of the most beautiful conversations. So this particular verse is actually sung in all the South Indian temples. If you go early in the morning, not when the doors are already open and the aarti is going on. When the first person, the gatekeeper who comes with the key to open the doors of the temple, he sings this pasuram. He sings this verse. And generally in southern part of India, in my family and others, when they open the altar doors to do the puja, they sing this pasuram. So we all know about the Uttishta prayers. Uttishta Paramaguru, Uttishta Sri Guru, Uttishta Gauranga, Uttishta Nityananda. We sing those to wake up the Lord. But before waking up the Lord, first we should wake up the gatekeepers. We should open the altar. So there, the southern Sri Vaishnavas, the Sri Sampradaya followers, they sing this song. And they say this song because even the altars have flags on top. O keeper of the gate, which shines bright with the flag and which is with beautiful decorative arches, please open the door. The doorkeeper says, I am not going to open the door. And all the gopis say, look at the door. It is latched with gem-studded doors. They are so beautiful to look at. Why would you not open these doors? So gem-studded doors have a hidden meaning here. What does the gem-studded doors indicate? That behind those is where Krishna is residing. So one can attain all the different gems, knowledge, virtue, honesty, everything, but they are all closed unless and until you get the permission from a guru to approach Krishna. So one can have all good qualities, but they are like closed doors. Who opens it for you? The guru, the spiritual master. So they are gem-studded doors, but they have come together and they have closed. And behind that is Krishna. So you need guru, you need spiritual master to lift the latch, to lift you up from a closed situation, open you up to knowledge, ensure that those gems within you are utilized and pushes open the doors and you can enter where Krishna is sleeping. So this is what she says, please open the door. And then a conversation starts. And what is the conversation? Starts. And the conversation is to say that please let us in. Give us this access inside this door. And the doorkeeper says, look, the gatekeeper would have let you in, but I am not letting you in. Andal says, that is exactly my question to you. The gatekeeper had no conditions. Why can't you let you in? Why can't you let us in? And the doorkeeper says, the gatekeeper has a trust that I am standing behind him. So even if he lapses in his duty, I am the final person who should not lapse, because Krishna is accessible after me. So even if the subordinate or the one who is having lesser duties has lapsed in his vigil or lapsed in his security or lapsed or is showing gap in his service, it still falls upon me. And there is faith which is on me that I should be the one who should execute my service perfectly. So he might have lapsed, or he might have not paid attention, and he might have let you in, but I cannot be in that mood. I have to take care of this house. Behind this door, it is Krishna, and I have to protect him. And I have to protect from all of you. And he says, if it was Lord Ramchandra who was sleeping inside, I would have let you go. And the gopis say, what do you mean? If it was Rama sleeping inside, we would have never come. Who will come to see Lord Ramchandra? He's Ekapatni Vrata. Who will 5 lakh gopis will come to see him as a husband? We would have never come. We have come here only because it is Krishna. And the doorkeeper says, that is why I'm not going to let you in. It is Krishna who is sleeping inside. I will not let you in. If it was Rama, I would have let you in. Then Andal says, why do you say so? And the doorkeeper says, I am saying so because Rama, he was in Treta Yuga. And in Treta Yuga, his father was Dasharatha. And Dasharatha was a king. He always had bodyguards. He always had all the richest security systems. And he was so many security protocols to reach out to Rama's Bhavan. But look at Krishna. He is Nanda Gopal's son. He's from the Vaishya community. And he's such a wonderful boy. But Nanda Gopal is not as opulent as Dasharath Maharaj. He's not a king. He is a cowherd commander. And it is hence he has put my duty. There are only 2-3 guards around his house. And hence it is our duty. So if it was Rama, we would have let you in because there were more security protocols. And then he says, if it was Rama, we would have let you in because there were 3 brothers, Lakshmana, Bharata and Shatrughna. In this case, there is only one brother, Balaram. So security is much lesser. 3 brothers security, and each of them are so wonderful, and they are all incarnations of the different weapons of the Lord and the conch of the Lord. So in that way, he is more protected, Ramchandra. But Krishna, he only has Balaram. Now you should appreciate how the acharyas are explaining the security guards, the doorkeeper's vision of how he sees. And he says, Lord Ramchandra, I would have anyway left you in Andal and your gopis because he's having a bow and arrow in his hand. But our Krishna, he just has a playful flute. So due to these reasons, I cannot let you in. What if all you girls harm Krishna? So please stand here. I am not going to open the door. And Andal says, why are you fearing us? We are Nanda Vraja Kumarika. Ayar Seer. Ayar Seer means she is saying that we are very, very young. We are women. First she says we are women. What harm can we bring? We are just women. Let us in. All that you spoke about, okay, I understand protection, but we don't bring any harm. We are just women. Let us in. The guard is very well versed in Ramayana. He says, women? Don't you know the woman who came? A person who came as a woman and started attacking Sita. Whom is he talking about? Which person came as a very beautiful woman and started attacking Lord Ram, Lakshman, and Sita?
Surpanaka, Prabhuji, Surpanaka.
Absolutely right. Just like the doorkeeper, I'm taking the liberty to check your Ramayana. Pardon me. So the doorkeeper is saying, don't you know Shurpanaka? She was not a woman. Is she not the source of all the troubles and all the dangers that the great personality like Rama had to face? How can I be free from fear just because you are women? Andal and her gopis are very intelligent. They say, my dear doorkeeper, she is a Rakshasi. We are women. So you're comparing a Rakshasi. She is actually a Rakshasi. And we are women. We are not Rakshasis. We are Nanda Braja Kumarika. We are Gopa women. There will be no danger from us. Then the doorkeeper says, have you not read Vrindavan Times, the newspaper? There was a woman. She came as a woman with poison laden on her breast and wanted to kill Krishna while he was young. Whom is he talking about? Putana. So a demon woman, Putana, has come in disguise as a gopi, just like you girls. And she wanted to perpetuate harm to Krishna. So I am not going to let any woman who is even a gopi. Andal is more intelligent. She says, and the gopi says, she is a woman, but she is of elder age, advanced age. We are not advanced age. We are young. We are small. We don't know any fraudulent tricks. We don't have hidden intentions. We are quite young. Why do you fear us? Then please open the door. The doorkeeper says, with young also I have a problem. You know, somebody came as Pralambasur and Vatsasur. He came as a calf, but then he became a mighty demon. And Krishna had to kill. So young also I have a problem. And then Andal is more intelligent. And the gopis are more intelligent. He said, all the examples you said were right. But you know, Pralambasur came alone. Vatsasur came alone. We have come as a group. So the doorkeeper said, that is my bigger problem. If you are all Vatsasur, all Pralambasur, it is more bigger problem for a security guard, for a doorkeeper. So I cannot allow you. And then he said, let me remind you of the same first story which I started narrating of Shurpanaka. She came first. But afterwards, when her nose and ears were cut, who came afterwards to attack? Again testing Ramayana. Who came to attack Lord Ramchandra at Panchavati?
Dushan.
Khara and Doshan. With how many people?
14,000.
Janasthana.
14,000.
14,000 at Janasthan. The battle of Janasthan. And at that place, she brought so many people. And seems like there is one Shurpanaka and bringing so many Khara and Doshana along with you. How do I know? We must fear evil-minded persons. That is what is the instruction. My job description is to fear with everyone. Whether they come in single or whether they come in groups. Doesn't matter. You remember Khara and Doshana came by hordes. And what all evil they did to Ramchandra. Now you please tell us what is the purpose you all have assembled here. Please tell us. She says, Arapparai Mayan Manivannan Nennale Vainandan. Actually, you know, doorkeeper, whatever you say, from your perspective, I understand. But we have not come to meet him. He has invited us. He says, who? Krishna has invited. Yes. One day before, he said that he will give us the parai, the musical instrument. This is the purpose we are here. This Krishna, and they say, that Krishna, that beautiful Indranila, that sapphire hue body of his and his mysterious powers, his way of talking. What do I say, doorkeeper, Mr. Doorkeeper? He spoke to us in such a nice way and he said, you come tomorrow and take the musical drum by which you can do Nam Sankirtan. We have come to take that. Hidden intention is we have come to
I
attain
think I
Krishna's
find
prosperity. We have come to actually take that particular musical instrument. And hence, please let us in. The doorkeeper says, oh, only that much? This is the only thing that you need. When he wakes up, I will tell you. Please wait outside. Classical doorkeeper story. Please wait outside. I will inform him. If he calls you, you can go. Again, the gopis are very disappointed. Whatever they are saying, this doorkeeper is not letting them in. And then the gopis say further, he's so handsome, he's so auspicious. We have rendered services unto him, but he himself said that he will come and be our bodyguard. And he will always protect us while we go towards Yamuna. Now all of us have assembled. Now we have to go to Yamuna and perform our vow. And the elders have said, take Krishna as the bodyguard, and he is sleeping. So we can't go without him. And the doorkeeper says, look, do you have any pass? Do you have any Goloka pass? Anything signed by Krishna? Or, you know what? Even if he would have said it to me unofficially, and he gives the example, and the acharyas give the example. The doorkeeper doesn't give, but the acharyas give the example. What is this unofficial instruction? Like Subhadra, she was promised to be married to Duryodhan by Balram. And Krishna told Arjun that you go and marry Subhadra. You kidnap her. And hence Arjun went inside the palace of Subhadra, paid obeisances to Krishna, paid obeisances to Vasudev, Devaki, and he was taking Subhadra out. But none of the guards, none of the person who was protecting the palace, they obstructed. They allowed Arjuna to go. Why? Because Krishna had given the unofficial instruction, Arjuna will come, Arjuna will take Subhadra. No, none of you should attack, or none of you should put an opposition. So the doorkeeper, the Acharya say the doorkeeper is mentioning such an incident. He's saying, Krishna has not told me unofficially also that you please allow. So how can I allow you all? You please tell me what is the real purpose. They say the real purpose is to get that musical drum. And the doorkeeper says, look, all these topics are not very convincing. All you say is true, but I can't let you in until I examine you clearly. What is your consciousness and what is your mind? What is the intent in your mind? Is it pure intent or evil intent? I would like to know. And hence Andal says, Tuyamai Vandom, we have actually come here with purity in our thoughts. Our thoughts are free from any kind of contamination. You need not fear on that account, my dear doorkeeper. Here, purity doesn't mean that external body. Remember, they have not taken bath yet. And still Andal is saying, I am pure from my mind. Here, purity means it is essential to have that consciousness, have that yearning love to see Krishna face to face. Arjuna does not take a purificatory bath when on the field of battle, but he gets purified just by listening to Krishna's Bhagavad Gita. The Gopikas here have the same purity. And the Acharyas mentioned they have the same purity like Vibhishana. How Vibhishana approached Lord Ramchandra and said, I have nobody else. I have only you, Lord Ramchandra. I have left everyone, and only person I have is you and nobody else. So the gopis are saying, we have come to you, my dear Lord, my dear doorkeeper. And the doorkeeper says, you say that you have come with purity of mind. And what is your goal? He said, our goal is to only see Krishna. He said, objection. He said, well, now what happened? The doorkeeper says, first you told me that you have come here to get the musical instrument. Now when I question you about the purity of your intent, you are telling me that you have come here to meet Krishna. So already I have got two reasons. First you say, I have come here to meet Krishna. Second you say, I have come here to get the musical drum for your Sam Sankirtan, Parai. So already I'm seeing two intentions. You are actually Valguvakya. You are just saying both different kind of speech you are using. No way. No way I am allowing you inside. Then they give the third reason. Actually, we are here to sing. We want that musical instrument because we want to sing and wake up Krishna. Doorkeeper says, because of this, I will not allow you. Who sings and wakes up someone? Let him sleep. He is so tired. He is Nanda Maharaj's son. Every day he toils so much, helps his father. So let him sleep. And you are going to disturb the sleep of Krishna, I'm not going to allow you. Look at the way how the gatekeeper was and how the doorkeeper is. The gatekeeper just allowed them inside, but the doorkeeper is performing his duty very, very well. Sometimes this indicates that some devotees are very, very lenient. Some devotees might be harsh, but it is all in the service of the Lord. Sometimes we feel that, oh, this devotee was so lenient, he allowed us to get this service. Sometimes people are very harsh. They check you everywhere. They ensure that you have the perfect capability. Not from the intent to stop you or usurp a service, but the intent that Krishna has to be served very nicely. So the doorkeeper says, I'm very disappointed. Is this your love? Is this your purity of mind to awaken one who is asleep? It is wrong to do so. And Andal says, look, we have not come to disturb his sleep. In fact, we have come to see his sleep. Suptasya Shriman. The Lord is so beautiful while sleeping also. Don't you remember Vishwamitra? He sang Kausalya, Supraja, Rama, Purva, Sandhya, Pravartate. Looking at the beautiful way Lord Ramchandra is sleeping, he woke him up and he was enjoying the way Lord Ramchandra was sleeping. So we wish to see his beauty as he wakes up. When Krishna wakes up, and we are there for Mangalarti, and the door opens, and Lord Radha Shyam Sundar is there with those beautiful 1 or 2 flowers just in his hair. And when the Samsara Dava prayers are going, it's so beautiful to look at. Not many ornaments are there. So when Krishna wakes up, that itself is beautiful. And the gopis are saying, we have come to sing, to see that beauty. And our eyes might become evil eyes falling on him. So we want to ward off that. So we want to sing and we want to see the most beautiful Lord. And that is why we have come here. So please let us in. And looking at this purity, looking at this love, the keeper of the gate is completely convinced. And the Acharyas mention that, don't you remember Lord Ramchandra's words to the sages of Dandakaranya? When the sages of Dandakaranya, they come and approach him, they say, please help us from all these demons and Rakshasas. Ramchandra says, it is my fault. The king should be always serving the subjects. It should not be the subjects that they should come and tell the king that please serve, help us. It is a natural duty of the king to protect. So in fact, I should have come to you, but you yourself have come to us. So they are reminding the doorkeeper that Krishna is such a person that he would have come to us naturally. But when we approach him, he feels very bad. That Krishna feels, I should have approached them first. This is Bhakta Vatsala. This is Krishna. Lord Ramchandra says the same thing in Ramayana. He says that Vibhishana, I have to accept him. No conditions asked. Because it is supposed to be me who is supposed to come from Vaikunta and help out a jiva. But look at this. He has crossed over the ocean and come to this side, falling at my feet. So it becomes my duty to protect him. Similarly, the gopis say, we are like surrendering. We would like to see him wake up and we like to sing these glories. So please wake up. Please open these doors, these beautiful doors which are gem-studded in nature. The doorkeeper's heart melts at this point of time. Look at the various different arguments he made. But when he sees the purity, the intent, the consciousness, he says, okay. He's convinced of this purity of their motives, but he mumbles in objection. But he wants to somehow not allow them because he's torn in 2 sides. But then his heart says that let them in. And when he says that let them in, and the gopis think he might have a change of heart at any second. So they said, while munnam mata deyamma. They said, please don't go back in your words. Dear sir, do not at the very outset forbid entry with your mumbling and grumbling. We are right at the doorstep. After waking up 10 different people, this same exercise, I'm doing it for the 11th time. So please do not stop us here. We are so close to our goal. You are our protector. Your word is our refuge. It is true that Sri Krishna is our master and the Lord, but you alone can save us, O doorkeeper. You alone should open these doors and show us the way. So please open these doors. And they mention about the doors. Now, the doorkeeper has allowed them. They are entering inside. They are opening the doors. And while they are opening the doors, they are looking at the doors. They are very gem-studded. And they are having, look at the way Andal speaks about the doors. So, my dear devotees, when somebody is going to be harmed, and if there is a group of people, how will they protect them? Can somebody say? There are a group of 5, 6 people and somebody is going to be harmed. How do they protect them? And suppose there is a group of people approaching and there is only one person whom you need to protect and you have 5, 6 of you. How will you protect?
You surround him.
Surround him.
the
But to
person.
surround, yes, very good. So you surround the person. Okay. And while surrounding, suppose you are 5, 6, what will you do to each other?
You'll hold hands with each other so that nobody can get through those.
So holding hands means you all will come closer and you will latch yourself up with 5, 6 people so that the person inside is not harmed. Even the doors which are separating them from Krishna, she is glorifying the doors to say, you 2 doors have latched yourself closer and you have locked yourself closer. Why? To protect Krishna. You are protecting Krishna. I don't see this door as an obstacle. I see this as you are rendering service to Krishna. And it is love which is bringing you closer. Holding of hands to protect the person behind us means you love the person who is behind. So the doors, the gems are nothing but shining your brilliant service. Nilakkadavam nikam meloram bhavai. I pray open these love-laden doors yourself. Oh, doorkeeper, you are touching these love-laden doors. That is why you have so much of love. That is why you have allowed us. So thank you, Mr. Gatekeeper. Thank you, Mr. Doorkeeper, for letting us in. Now that door is also open. 5 lakh gopis are rushing in inside Nanda Maharaj's Bhavan. And the Acharyas put a pause because now the 17th verse we will see whom they are going to meet. But my dear devotees, we have come a very long way. We have woken up along with Andal, got all the 5 lakh gopis, now crossed the gatekeeper and the doorkeeper. And now we are inside Nanda Maharaj's house. What will happen next? That we have to see next week. But before that, let us see the quick Bhagavatam comparisons. 3.1, sorry, first I would like to take 7.10.7, which is Prahlad Maharaj, who is saying this beautiful shloka, Yadi dasyasi me kaman varam swam vardharshaba amanam hridya samroham bhavatastu vrinevaram. This is a very famous shloka that is saying that we don't want anything else, oh my Lord. Best givers of the benediction. If at all you want to bestow a desirable benediction upon me, then I pray from your Lordship that within the core of my heart there be no material desires. The gopis are on such pure platform. And the doorkeeper asks, how is the purity of the mind? This verse is what they exhibit. And this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. And this is not me saying it. This is Srila Prabhupada saying it. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us how to pray for benedictions. And here he is comparing this particular shloka to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's way of praying. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadisha kamaye, mama janmani, janmanishware, bhavatad bhakti rahetu kitvaye. So the gopis do not expect anything in return. They just want to see Krishna. They don't want any amount of wealth. They don't want followers. They don't want... For they only are looking at Krishna. Whatever birth they take, whatever circumstances they are, they don't want to be bereft of this service. Another verse we hear about is Shrunvatam Sakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridayantanto Zabadrani Vidhunoti Suvatsatam. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead who is Paramatma in everyone's heart and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotees who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. How do they get this purity? Because they're constantly thinking about Krishna. Shunvatam Sakatam Krishna. They are hearing the glories about Krishna. They are constantly. So if we are constantly engrossed in Krishna's pastimes, hearing Krishna's pastime, attentive in these lectures, our purity of the mind also arises. So in this way, they are beautifully describing these pastimes. Of course, there are many, many verses that we can see, but we'll quickly go to the last and final dimension because we already seen the Shikshashtakam dimension through the purport of Srila Prabhupada. We'll quickly see the pictures, my dear devotees. Now it is up to you. So on the right side, do you see a doorkeeper or do you see a gatekeeper?
Doorkeeper.
Doorkeeper. And who is sleeping inside?
Seems to be Krishna only.
Krishna only. Of course, he has a peacock feather and he is sleeping inside. Okay, let's go to the next one. This one.
She's having the drums and the instruments in her hand for Sankirtan.
Exactly. Very
And
nice.
she has that, these people who sing and wake up the Lord, that cap on top.
Yes. So she is a chief Harinam Sankirtan coordinator. we give that title. And they are up with bugles, drums, and they still say they want the drum. And who is standing here? Whom does it look like?
It looks like,
Jai
I
Vijay.
don't know, Jai Vijay, yeah, kind of. That was the first idea I got.
Doorkeeper.
Yes, it is Jai Vijay because she says Koil ka pane, the temple. So the artist Keshav has given as if they are Jai and Vijay. Now, this one, very interesting. It's in a
Lotus.
It's in a lotus. And this is Arjuna and Krishna. Just like Arjuna surrenders unto Krishna, she is surrendering also to the doorkeepers. Said, please let me in. Because you see these two chariot wheels, shows us as this one, more wonderful. Many pastimes here, of course. Who is?
Yeah, the doorkeeper, Jai Vijaya.
Who is here behind?
Ramanuja.
Actually, there is a beautiful pastime. I didn't touch upon it. Once in Sri Rangam, Ramanujacharya visits Sri Rangam. And there is a great devotee called as Krishnamacharya. And he sings for the Lord. And this is in Simachalam, basically, not in Sri Rangam, in Simachalam. So this Krishnamacharya devotee, when he sings for the Simachalam Lord, Simadri, the Lord himself dances because he sings so beautifully. So once Ramanujacharya visited the town and he paid his obeisances to Krishnamacharya, but Krishnamacharya just walked ahead. And he was thinking that I have the Lord in my personal assembly. When I sing, the Lord himself dances, he gives me personal attention, he talks to me. Why should I be bothered about such devotees? So once when Ramanujacharya paid obeisances, he requested Krishnamacharya to ask the Lord, because he has personal attention of the Lord, that please ask when Ramanujacharya will attain liberation, or when will he attain liberation. So Krishnamacharya said, okay, fine, I'll take your query, I'll ask the Lord. And Krishnamacharya asked the Lord that when will you attain liberation? When will somebody attain liberation? He asked this question to the Lord. And the Lord said, whoever respects Ramanujacharya and follows in his footsteps and pays obeisances unto him, they will attain liberation. And he was shocked. And he said, why so? Then when will I obtain liberation? He said, I don't know about you. Because when he paid obeisances, you did not pay. So Krishnamacharya goes back and pays obeisances. And they say that this is the pastime where they say that how the devotees have to be respected. You might have the personal association of the Lord, but the Lord will always direct you back to a devotee. And through devotees association. So they have shown here Ramanujacharya. What can you see here? This pastime?
Left, there are two pastimes.
Yes.
Vibhishana Sharanagati and Vishwamitra, Ramachandra and Lakshmana.
Absolutely, we spoke about them. The Lord himself is sleeping in Srirangam. And he's also having four-handed form. So that means he's also shown as Jaya Vijaya. And because the Lord is sleeping inside, it's shown as Vaikunta's door itself. Okay, this one. Very beautiful. He's now the first person. This is a doorkeeper or gatekeeper?
I don't know.
They're also already inside the mansion.
Mhm.
And Krishna is just behind him. So he's the doorkeeper. So wonderfully actually depicted. I really like. And Lord Ramchandra's pastimes is mentioned here. The Lord Rama would like to shoot his arrow. And Nandal says, I would like to be like that, those arrows directly going and hitting the target, which is one single intelligence to achieve Krishna as her husband. So she's using arrow as one. And here you even see this elephant.
Mhm.
And what does the elephant have in its trunk?
Lotus. Huh?
Lotus. This is to say Krishna himself came from Vaikuntha to give protection, to give darshan to Gajendra. So why I am being stopped? I am coming to see Krishna. Why I am being stopped? So much subtleties in the photograph. So beautiful. So in this way, we saw the various different pictures. Thank you very, very much. We are going to enter into those stages of Tirupavai, which is very, very interesting. Now, who is going to be next? It's not going to be one other friend, which is very predictable in the previous shlokas. Whom are we going to wake up next? We have come up to now from outskirts of Vrindavan. We entered Vrindavan. From Vrindavan, we entered the gopis' houses. From gopis' houses, now we have knocked on Nanda Maharaj's house, crossed the gatekeeper and the doorkeeper. Now we are inside Nanda Maharaj's house itself. Whom will we meet next? For that, let us come back after 2 weeks. Next 2 weeks, I am not available. Sorry for that. Let the suspense develop, and then we'll meet 2 weeks later to go further into the mansion. Thank you very, very much. Yadatra skalitam kinchit vidham satpurayantu tat yadatra saushtubam kinchit tad guroreva me nahi. If there are any mistakes, those mistakes are truly mine. And if you found something nice, please give those Ashirvachan. And also, all the glories goes to Srila Prabhupada and all the acharyas, and none of them belong to me. And if there are mistakes, you're all panditas, please correct me. Hare Krishna. Any questions, feedbacks, critiques, comments are more than welcome. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Yes, please go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for this wonderful class. Very nice ending with the picture also. We have the hand raise. Preeti Vilasini Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you very much for the very
Thank you. Hare
class.
Krishna.
Prabhuji, I did have a question. I was very curious to find out why. Initially, when we connected back to the second or the third verse, we saw how their desire was all the girls. I mean, not just that it was their desire, but all the elders in the village, they decided that Krishna will accompany the girls because as a punishment for him, that he has to go with the girls during Brahma Muhurta. So if this was already decided by the elders, then why does the doorkeeper say that I didn't even have this information, or it was not even an unofficial information that was given to me, so I cannot let you in if it was already something that was decided?
So it could be possible that Nanda Gopal and others decided, but the official memo did not reach these doorkeepers. Second, sometimes it happens, right? Sometimes you give, like the big personalities, they meet you in a party or they meet you somewhere else and they say, tomorrow morning, come to office and meet me. Now they have said that, but the secretary or the person does not have your meeting in the calendar. And still you show up, they will stop you. Will say, you don't have a meeting in the calendar. Let me ask and come back. right? So this is like that situation.
Yeah, that's nice, very nice. And just for some humor, it appears that even Andal also wants only to glorify the father-in-law and not the mother-in-law, which is kind of the system everywhere.
Wait till she comes next. She doesn't break protocol.
Good.
So best of the verses are for those who comes next. So she will not break the protocol. She is going to glorify her mother-in-law as well. Yes.
Thank
Somebody
you.
else? Thank you. Krishna.
Pankaj Prabhu, please go ahead.
Haribol Prabhuji, Praladan Das Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Dhanavad Pranam Prabhuji.
What an Nectarian class, Prabhuji. Really, it was Adav Shraddha up to Prem Bhakti like that. When the gopis were at the inner door with the doorman and they were glorifying that door and the gems there's some reflection came to my mind, that each door had one beautiful diamond in the form of a Bhagavatam sloka. And it's like Sukdev Goswami, he says, Parinishchita Nairgunya Uttam Slok Lilaya Gruhit Cheta Rajarse Akhyanam Yadadhitvan. So I was Brahmanist. But when he heard those two diamonds, one is Barha Pidam Natavar Vapu Karana Yokarnikaram, and then Ahobakyam Stan Kalakutam. So these two slakas took Sukdev from Brahma to Bhakti like that.
Correct.
So they were the really kind of, beautiful gems which came to my mind like that. Oh, that was such a good thing. But
Wonderful.
Really, this story is, these episodes are really, soul searching, and they are progressing in our hearts, clarify. Another slok which says that Pravishta Karna Randhrena Swana Bhav Saroruham Dunoti Samalam Krishna. So Krishna Katha is the topmost medicine. Bhavaswad Sotra Manobhirama. Haribol Prabhuji, thank you very much.
Thank you. There is one more beautiful verse which I didn't cover because you mentioned so many wonderful verses. This 3:16:5 is also a very wonderful verse where Jaya Vijaya himself, before getting cursed, he gives his rationale. So it's like this verse which says, Yan namani cha grihnati lokho vritte kritagdasi so sadhu vadastat kirtim hanti tvacham iva maya. He says a wrong committed by a servant. So this is the doorkeeper's thought process. A wrong act committed by a servant leads people in general to blame his master. Just as a spot of white leprosy on any part of the body pollutes all of the skin. So this is like he is trying to explain that I cannot fail in my service. So I have to be. So there were so many Bhagavatam verses, but if we search for it, we get it. So thank you, Prabhu, for sharing those wonderful realizations. Anybody else? Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very, very wonderful class as usual. And actually, we are relishing each session of this Margasirsh concept. You back and forth go to Ramayana and then come to Krishna Lila and again Ramayana, and it is
not me. The acharyas have explained it so they constantly relish Ram's Katha as well as Krishna. Not me. I do not have the intelligence to compare, but yes, all glories to those acharyas who compare so.
Yeah, thank you so much for getting that to us, Prabhuji. Means like sharing those views of the acharyas to us. So, devotees, any more questions or hand raise? Okay, sorry, realizations. Let's see the chat message.
That's all right. Thank you so much. All glories to all the devotees and all glories to the Ekadashi day. Thank you for all your association on this wonderful Ekadashi day. Very happy Ekadashi to all of you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. A very happy Ekadashi to you also, Prabhuji. Devotees, let's pay our obeisances. Thank you so much. And we association in future. And you said that us to wait, right? You made us to hang on to see what is next. So then we'll have to wait for 2 weeks now. So we'll be
yes, that is the reason when Prithivilasi Mataji asked, I said I'll open the door, then let there be a little more suspense. So we have now entered the door. So 2 weeks, please excuse me, and then we'll meet after 2 weeks.
And I
Hare
just liked when you said at last, right? So we were in the outskirts of Vrindavan, then we entered into the Vrindavan, then we entered into the house, means like each Gopi's house. Then with the Gopis, we are entering to Nanda Maharaj house. So nice, Prabhuji. So to hear this travel, and we have one hand raise here. I hope
Yes.
you have.
Yes, we have time. Yes, Sudhakar Prabhu, Dandavats.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna,
Sudhakar
Prabhuji.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Dandavats
Sorry,
Pranam Prabhuji.
it's very beautiful lecture. I was just wondering, maybe if you can summarize how if I have to learn from this one, like there are 2 levels of entry, right, for the gopis to reach the Supreme God. So for sadhaks like us, what does it convey? I'm just trying to seek your advice on that. Of course, the whole Leela, there are so many angles.
Yeah.
From this angle, I was just trying to know what does the 2-level entry mean. Of course, first level was easy, second level was tough, that interpretation, but any significance or relevance to the 2-level or single level?
One of the it's a good question, Prabhu. I was thinking about the same, why the 2-level theory. One of the acharyas in one of the books of translations of Tirupavai has mentioned that first the Paramatma guides you to the Guru, and then the Guru is very scrutinizingly checks you before he opens the doors. So I see it as first is Paramatma, second is a physical Guru who asks questions, checks, intent, purifies, and then allows you to enter inside.
Okay.
This
Thank you.
this
Thank you
is
so much.
my
Yeah.
lesson. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Also, Prabhuji, the Paramatma level is also Siksa Guru, right? Because that's
Yes.
mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita, like that. So
Yes.
that's how I. Thank you.
Correct. Path Pradarshak. And then
And in one of the picture, I think in the JVJ picture, the first picture you showed, in the, what is that, Gada, I saw even
Hanuman.
Hanuman also.
Yeah, because the messenger is Hanuman who comes to Sita. And Sita says, without your message, I would have lost all hope. So you are my one single hope. So Andal is saying that without you sending the message inside that we have come, without you open, you are our last hope, and don't make us get disappointed. So that's the comparison.
It's really amazing. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, once again. And yeah, in the chat, everyone is glorifying about the class, Prabhu. So with your permission, we can end the call here. Devotees,
Yes.
let's pay our obeisance
Thank you very
to
much.
Prabhuji. Vancha
Pancha
kalpatarupesha,
kalpatrubhyasya kripa
sindhu
sindhu
bhayavacha,
bhayacha
patitanam
Pavanebhyo
pavanebhyo
Vaishnavabhyo Namo
Vaishnavabhyo
Namo.
Ananta Koti Vaishnav
Vaishnav
Ki
ki
Jai,
jai.
Srila
Jai.
Prabhupada Ki
Ki
Jai,
jai.
His Grace Haridas Varya Prabhuji Ki
Ki
Jai.
jai.
Thank you very
Hare
much. Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Prabhuji,
Hare
Dandavad
Krishna.
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna.
That was
Hare
very
Hare Krishna.
Thank
beautiful
you.
class, Prabhuji. Hare